Hi, I'm Artificial Fire Tiger, and we're going to take a look at deconstructing Diva presets. So the sound that we're looking at is a Detroit garage sound, which sounds like this. So let's take a look at how that was created. So we've got our initialized patch here, and we're going to take these settings across over into ours. And as we go, I'll try and show you some of the parameters that change things and how they work. So the first thing I noticed is that the transpose section is on 0, so let's change that to 0. Here's our new sound, which is pretty much a basic sine wave. Here's our original. So the oscillator is a triple VCO, so that means there's 3 different oscillators and they're tuned to different ranges, or the middle one at least is. So this one is set to 4, and then the detune. So usually a lot of sounds, kind of ravey house type sounds, you tune your chords with oscillators so you get a chord effect. So it looks like it's on a second. So we'll move that to, oh sorry, that's the wrong one. We want detune one. So over here to about 2, and as you can see, so that's a third going up, and sometimes you can tune to fifths, and that's how you get the 2 chord shape basically. Theirs is down somewhere around here. Let's go back to their sound and see what else is different. So they've got a lot of sweeping sounds. It's a bit of effect, but we'll get to that in a second. So the next thing to probably work on is the filter. So they've got no noise, none of these settings have been changed. Using a multi-mode filter, which is this one, and we just adjust this accordingly. So they're driving it with envelope 2, so not a lot of envelope 2, so, and then an LFO 2. So basically these will be shaped by this envelope 2 here and this LFO 2 over here. So let's change this to the same one as theirs, which is analog, and create this shape here with a very short attack, kind of a little bit lower than medium delay, decay. Sustain is about there, and then there's a release here, and that we'll just copy this pattern. There's no sustain on the second envelope. Let's just see. There's the original sound. Here's our sound. So the cutoff is pretty much reducing this quite a bit, so we need to drive it with M2 like there. So let's see how that changes our sound. So we're getting that pluck sound because M2 is moving this cutoff point using these settings. And they've also got a bit of LFO2 shaping it. So let's see what the LFO2 settings are. Going for sync 1.5, so that's every half measure. It's a triangle with a bit of phase. Nothing else to change. So now you get that whoom sound that's coming from LFO2 now shaping. If we don't have LFO2 coming through, it's much flatter, but with a bit of LFO2 dialed in. I'll just show you the extreme side. Just get that whoom sound. Go back to their one again and see. Theirs is a lot longer, so I'm just going to work out why theirs is longer. I would usually go with the release, but the releases are the same. Just taking a look at the other settings that they might have changed. Oh my god, so what's anything at the moment? It's a much thicker sound, so let's take a look at the stack. So these voices, they've gone with 6 voices, and the stack is how many play at the same time. So on R1 we're using 6 voices, but it's only using 1 voice at a time. Their one, if we go and check these trimmers, will be firing all 6 voices at the same time. So that's what the stack means. So if we take this stack up to 6, we should get the same amount of voices all kicking at the same time. Now you can shape the detune options of each of these voices, and they have done so here with a few adjustments. Let's just copy this. Detune, pretty much the standard settings. I can hear the phaser kicking in. There's a few differences between our sound at the moment, so let's get the phaser in, because that seems to be making quite a large difference to the sound. Feedback's quite high, let's get that up. We'll put the plate in while we're there, which is a reverb effect. Reduce the wet a little bit like this, size of the reverb. So this got a much more sound to it, and I recognise what that is. That's usually noise. So in R1, okay, it's not noise. I would have gone with noise to get that sound, but they've done it some other way. So let's have a look at some of the other settings, see if we can spot what it is. Got a bit of vibrato, it's not really adjusting anything. Let's see if we can work out what's different. The release is much higher, but I've got the release settings. I would have thought, or maybe it's the decay settings. Let's check our decay. It's much higher here. Nothing. I don't know how they get that bigger sound. So when I hold the key down, very cutoff is much higher on there. That's probably the main reason. And the resonance is also up, so that's going to make this sound much higher. So the cutoff point was the main sound that was missing. Our sound's too high pitched compared to theirs, so let's just check. There's a transpose option there, and we're on the same octave, so I am confused. Let's check in the trimmings, because potentially something in here is different, changing the sound. It's a stack tune. That's down a bit there, but I can't imagine that makes a huge amount of difference. Oh, sorry, that was theirs. Ours sounds super pitched now. Actually, that stack tune makes quite a lot of difference.